Tech startups, geeks, makers and aspiring tech innovators, which includes an interactive session of workshops, debates and lectures on the topic of technology for good. That's the second Red Bull basement hatch, which takes place at Braamfontein's Tshimologong Precint between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. today. The program connects innovators who seek to use their skills and creativity to solve challenges in the world. While to tell us more about it, we're joined by brand manager for Red Bull Basement South Africa, Mixo, Ngoveni, as well as Lebogang Madise, who is the partner marketing manager at Microsoft South Africa. Lady and gent, it's great to have you in studio. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks.
Thank you. Misha, I'll start with you. Sure. Give us a brief background into why this event or this series of workshops that are taking place is taking place.
Yeah, so Red Bull Basement started in Brazil. It only started in South Africa last year. And the aim it falls under social innovation within Red Bull. And its aim is really to bring innovators, creatives, to come and solve social related problems using technology. And part of that is I wanted to do something different. So there's different segments to Basement. Hatch is being one of them. It's a mini conference which takes through the whole day. And it's just a couple of talks, interactive sessions, and hands-on for people just to get a feel of technology, but for also to bring like-minded people to be in the same space, to learn about the new tech out there, to also showcase what they are doing, and to potentially network with new people. Yeah.
Lebogang, bring us into your involvement and how it first came about.
So my involvement started when Mixo reached out to me in 2017. At the time, I was a manager for MLab in Cape Town. And he said he wanted to reach out to different stakeholders in the tech/entrepreneurship space and learn how a program like the Red Bull Basement Hatch can develop makers and entrepreneurs. And what I liked about his research phase was the fact that makers are normally geeks, right? And Red Bull is normally associated with the coolest people on campus, which are sometimes not geeks.
Yeah.
So he wanted to find out how do we change that perception and also attract the people that that he's looking for with regards to the Red Bull Basement. And then last year, he invited me to take part in the first hatch as a panelist in the Women in Tech series. And I was alongside other women like the founder of Gold Code, Sandy, and other women in the security space, so different women in IT.
And you're also a founder of,
yes,
of something else.
Yeah, so I'm a founder of Difela Hymns. It's a mobile hymn offering that is available in the Android store right now.
Wow. And
we also have a large Facebook community and Twitter community, and that gives people daily hymns every day. So with the Red Bull Basement, it was also to reach out to women in the ecosystem to say they shouldn't exclude themselves out of activities, because most of these maker sessions, they're normally attended by guys, you know. So we wanted to make it as inclusive as possible.
All right. Misha, just in relation to today, how is everything going to work out? What can people who are especially attending for the first time can expect to see?
Yeah, so we got some really great positive feedback from last year, but we got some also things where we could change. So we took all that into account. This year's going to be pretty exciting as well. We're moving away from just random presentations, death by PowerPoint, to more of an interactive session. So the speakers will have an interactive element to their presentation, live demos here, interacting with the audience. The audience will interact as well. And we've got some really nice stuff that guys can make. One of the things is during the hands-on session, they'll be able to make a solar-powered charged power bank that they can actually make on the spot and take home with them. So there's a couple of nice stuff. We've got awesome speakers as well. I think our lineup of speakers this year is pretty interesting.
And who are some of the makers this time around?
Well, she's not a maker, but she's one of the awesome speakers lined up. We've got Tom from Binary Space. This guy's launched balloons, and the balloons collect data out there. We've got Stefan Marcy, who's one of the coolest and incredible tech people in the space. We've got Nkululeko, a young guy who started TUT, but now he's doing things in the 3D printing, so he'll be working on prototyping. We've got Steve from Durban, who runs a makerspace in Durban. So he's coming through just to add a bit of Durban vibe to it as well.
All right, Lebo, you're one of the speakers today. Won't you quickly take us through some of the themes or topics that you'll be exploring in your talk?
So I'll be taking part in the Women in Tech Corner, and the main topic being how to not lose your technical competency when working in a non-technical role.
Oh, I need that talk.
Yeah, so I've experienced this myself. For the first time I was hired for a role that's non-technical, and I was pretty scared that I'll lose my coding ability. And it actually does happen, like months into the role, if you don't code outside of work hours, you can lose it, you know. So, but I started being proactive about it when I wanted to roll out my app. I had partnered with a company called Skywalk Innovations, but I told them, you know, I don't want to outsource the entire development of my app because I am a developer myself. If I'm going to do something, if I'm going to develop in a platform that I'm not familiar with, let me be part of the project, and I'll take tasks that I know that I can actually do. That way I'll know the foundation of my app from start to finish and be able to maintain it afterwards. So today I'm hoping to help females that are in non-technical roles to get back their technical power and stay technically relevant, because we're moving into the fourth industrial revolutions, and all roles, irrespective of whether they are tech-centered roles or not, they would need you to be tech savvy somehow.
All right, fantastic. Misho, is there any more space left for today? Are there tickets that are being sold, or what's happening?
So we actually, like, it's fully packed.
Full to capacity.
Although there's so many people that are still asking to come through, so it's kind of like finger crossed that not all of them come through.
Okay.
But yeah, it's going to be quite an interesting day. The numbers are really good. We were looking at 100. We've got roughly more than 100. But we'll go live as well around about 10:30. So people can actually get to see some of the things. Yeah, live stream. Right. So people can get to see what's going on.
All right, fantastic. Guys, we are out of time. Thank you so much for making the time to come to today's show.
Awesome, thank you.
That's brand manager for Red Bull based in South Africa, Mixo, Ngoveni, and Lebogang Madise, who works at Microsoft South Africa as the partner marketing manager. And of course, she's got her own app as well. And they were speaking to us about the second Red Bull basement hatch, which will be held today at Braamfontein's Tshimologong precinct between 10 and 4 p.m. and you can start streaming if you're not able to attend the event.
Well, thanks for that, Pearl. An interministerial delegation will take the walk and economic